Sir Arthur Wing Pinero, an English author, once said, "Those who love deeply never grow old. They may die of old age, but they die young." One of the greatest commodities we have is time. If you were to ask a 30-year-old if they'd be prepared to give up $1 million in order to be 10 years younger, most would not be interested. But if you were to ask an 80-year-old if they'd be prepared to give up $1 million to be 70 again, the answer is always yes. No matter how rich or successful or famous you are, we are all listed alphabetically in the obituaries. And if you look, you'll notice that every obituary says the same thing: where you were born, where you lived, your family, where the service is going to be held, and where donations should be directed. Ironically, the next day the paper is either put in the recycling bin or used to line a hamster cage. Can you name your great-great-grandmother? It's an interesting question, and usually very few people can. But our great-grandparents are our heritage, our history, our roots, and we don't know their names. We don't know much about them. And 9 times out of 10, we don't even think about it. And I find this sad. When they lived in this world 50, 60, 70, or even 80 years, they established roots, worked hard, gave to their communities, and their own families don't remember their name. It's what you leave on this earth that matters. You can leave a legacy that will be delivered years and years into the future. You can plant shade trees for people that will sit under them that you may never ever meet. Because there comes a time in life when you will realize how joyous your grandchildren are and how you can spoil them, while at the same time have access to substantial amounts of capital relative to what you had when your children were born. Do you want your grandchildren and their children to remember you? If so, buy fewer toys and replace them with a legacy policy. It's important to understand the type of light we all will cast over future generations. If your great-grandparents had left you money and you were in charge of it, would you know their name? Of course you would. You would have their picture on the wall. You would know everything they stood for, everything they believed in, and you would get a thrill every time you thought about them. What a powerful potential light to shine for future generations.